start streaming and hit enter. Every single body. Let's make sure I'm up. Cool, looking good. Got the music up. Popping over here. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So, ooh, I'm kind of tired, but I have my green tea here. It's a very potent little shot of green tea. Hopefully it kicks in soon. What do I want to do today? What do I want to do? Okay, so last night I was working on this, where is it? FSMs, player mode controls. Here we go. Controls inventory. So right now, if I'm gonna keep it here. I'm gonna keep this on every frame, right? So it won't continue to these frames. And I'll hit play. And it'll give you an idea of what I'm kind of hoping to do. So if I hit my inventory key, whoa, there we go. Okay, hit my inventory key. And if I click somewhere, you'll see down here in my mouse pick, in the store game object, it's showing sidewalk because I guess I'm hitting all the invisible shit that it is there. My camera is just calling out. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna need to put a layer mask on there. To probably just like player, right? So if I do one, oops, all right, and then player, okay. And now in here, all this is none until I put my mouse over one of the player things. Cool, right? So I can have all these that say just like character. I believe this is giving me my character collider. So I'm gonna need to ignore that as well. Maybe while I'm here, I could just deactivate my character collider. Could I do that? Would that make me fall through the fucking thing? Here we go. No, great. Okay, so I could deactivate my character collider. In fact, let me just do that again. So I'm deactivating, going back to controls, and here, there we go. So now you could see in this little slot, it doesn't say character anymore. It just says hips, spine 1, and yeah, because those are the colliders on the body of my my character. Robohemoth, buenos dias, bro me. Nice more nakedness. What's up, my dude? I am it's hitting me right now how brain dead I am. Cause I was just like looking at your name. I was like, I'm supposed to do something with this information that's coming through this little box. What am I supposed to do? I was like, oh yeah, you're supposed to say hello. And then I said hello. And also you can probably hear in my voice too. I have that morning voice right now, I feel. How are you doing, my dude? Oh, buenos dias indeed. Yeah, I'm over here just trying to like touch on my little naked guy. So let's see, what do we got? We got mixed mo hips, we got my left leg, my right leg, got the upper, lower. Okay, so all that is checking out. And his head as well, great. His mouth collider even, perfect. All that is checking out. Let the caffeine kick in. Yes, what time is it? It's probably had about 15 minutes to kick in now. And I've had lots of water, so I'm gonna probably just need more. Sup, my homie? What's up, Rusty Chicken Games? How you doing? In case you haven't heard, I'm very brain dead right now, but I'm letting the caffeine kick in, as Robohemoth said. So yeah, this is where I'm currently at. I have this mouse pick that, what did I say I need to do? I need to deactivate the character collider, and I need to make a mask to only select things from the player. So let's do that. I'll go here. Okay, so on standby, mouse pick OBJ, I'm going to, let's just make a new state, just in case that, because that mouse pick, well, yeah, because I need something to remind me that that's happening. So, is there, I don't think there's like a deactivate character controller, huh? is there? Like check height is grounded, jump, move, settings, detect collisions, velocity. I think I'm just gonna have to manually. So if I lock this, hop over to character, this is kind of a not so safe way to do it because later on through some weird shit, this might get reset, but I'm gonna try it anyway right now. You know what I could do is over here at init, if I create a header, all that other stuff, right? Okay, minimize that. And then create another header, and this is get components. Okay, like the character controller. Okay, and then what I could do is get component from the I need a new variable for character. Okay, and edit variable. We'll drag. Oh, I'm on fucking. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this right. Okay, drag it in there. Okay, boom. Store component. Oh, right, and I need to specify the component variables. It's an object, and we'll call this character controller. And the object type is in Unity engine and character controller. Okay, and we're storing that as such. So we're getting that component. And then in here, instead of doing a set property just off of this, I'm going to do it from our character controller. And the property we want to set is enabled, and it'll be disabled. So I'm going to copy this. We'll call this disable character controller. And then in mousepick OBJ, we want one layer mask, and it's going to be only looking at the player stuff. Okay, we're not running any for every frame because I'm done testing. And here we'll have a little finish transition, shoots off this way. Tap or hold, remove close. Okay, great. So after the mouse pick, you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna just delete this. I just really hope it doesn't fuck me later. I hope it fucks me now. Sorry. Little unfiltered this morning. Okay, set property, it disables it, and then it re-enables it. There we go. Okay, so we disable the character controller, mouse pick from the scene, and then re-enable it, right? And since it all happens in a flash, because I'm only clicking, that should be fine. We're not running every frame. It doesn't interrupt the mouse pick process. Okay, we got this. Standby, grabs the thing, and then it checks if we just clicked or if we're clicking and holding. And if we are clicking and holding, then it goes to remove clothes. And if we're not, then it goes to open this article's inventory, right? So if you click on somewhere on the body, it'll give you everything that is stored in, like if your shirt, right? If I click on the shirt that my character's wearing, it'll show me everything that is in the pockets of that shirt. But if I click and hold on that shirt, then it'll take the shirt off. And I believe that is the solution. Hopefully the final one. I'm sorry. Need filters this morning. I need filters. Okay. Let's do remove clothes first, because that's a pain in the ass. Well, they're both pains in the ass, because I haven't removed clothes at all yet. So remove clothes, I think what that's going to do is do a send event to game object FSM. Wake up! Wake up! Doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. That's not the theme. What is it? How do you? You know what I'm talking about? That radum. Okay. So, Rage Against the Machine, by the way. Okay. God damn, dude. You know what? Water, too. Hold on. Let me just get a glass of water. Okay. I know why. I know I'm like this. I had too big of a piece of that alligator. The little, it's called an alligator. It's a pecan and maple syrup sort of pastry. I probably had too much. Probably made me a little sleepy. Need a little siesta. Okay, so we're doing a send event, right? When you just click and hold it, you're removing the clothes, and what that means, sort of like in this world, is that like, let's write it down. OneNote, and I'll just make a new page, and we'll call this clothing. Okay, so you want a few things. In UI, we're gonna do the click and hold clothes, which is on a body part. Okay, and what happens first? I'll say does this. Okay, and the first thing that happens, let's see, we'll do tab A. First thing that happens is it send event to clothing to remove that clothing. I think, no, maybe that goes second. That goes second, because what we want to do first is get that clothing. It's called the article of clothing game object. Get that article of clothing game object, spawn it in the world. Where does it spawn? Like if you're in this menu, the thing about this menu is that when you're looking at our boy, let me unlock this. When you're looking at our boy here, Robohemoth is rolling over laughing. Not sure if it's because of my crippling sugar addiction or something else. But see, if I hit the I key, right, we see this version of myself. We see this the sort of the inventory UI angle of all of this. And this representation is still in world, right? And what I mean by that is, like, if I go back to my guy and I sit in a chair, oops, that didn't go away. So I'm sitting in a chair now, right? And then I hit I, you can see that he's still in the sitting position. And even the sort of the angle of the sun is still sort of matching where he is in the world now, right? Because it's just rendering the same guy, it's just removing all of his background, it's changing the camera position and everything. So what you're looking at here should always reflect what is happening in the actual world around him. Just because you can't see it, and just because you as the player, the gamer, are seeing it in a UI context, in like a, oh, I'm in a menu kind of thing, does not mean the same thing for A, the NPCs around you, and B, or actually it's more like A, the players around you if you're playing multiplayer, or B, the NPCs around you who might be taking photographs of you, right? Because if an NPC takes a photograph of you and like you're doing something that is like super video gamey, like UI shit, you don't want like them taking a picture of the UI and then like it breaks the immersion. So what I need to make sure happens here is that when you do take off clothes here, first of all, it would be nice to have a little animation, you know, even if it's not like super like accurate. If you just have an animation of them doing this to kind of like pantomime or give the impression of taking off clothes, that would be nice. I'm not super concerned about it. I also don't mind if it just kind of pops off. But what I want to make sure of is that, like, if you're in a hallway, that wherever the clothes come off of you, they don't clip through a wall and completely disappear, you know? And that if you're here at the cafe, if your clothes come off of you, you know, see I'm like sitting really close to this wall right here. I wouldn't want them like, if it was always that you spawned clothes to your right, if it just kind of popped over and over here, I wouldn't do that. But, you know, if it did, it would be fine in this case because there's nothing to the right of me. And the clothes would just sort of drop here in space and on the floor. But if they were spawning to the left, they might clip through this, and then it might be that your clothes magically appeared outside. So the solution I'm considering is that you put it on top of their head, maybe? That might be one of the safer places. Later on, I can do sort of contingency checks to like make sure that it's not colliding with anything before it properly spawns into the world. But I would like to mitigate that as much as possible. I would like to be a lazy game developer, not have to make those considerations. What do we have here? It was the load grown between the background when you step. Oh yeah. When I made a noise in the kitchen, didn't I? It did dawn on me when because I walked into the kitchen to get some water, saw my little alligator maple treat thing, and was like, case closed. Mystery solved. So Shadow's Light says, you know what would be funny if you had a wacky drunk NPC running on roads with a policeman chasing the drunk. Yeah, that would be funny. It would be funny when walking around seeing randoms happening. I do want to put that. There is going to be, you know, hopefully the rest of the NPCs get into their own shenanigans as well. Razor Edits says, hey brother, what's going on, Razor Edits? How's it going? Shadow is Light and Razor Edits, welcome, good morning, glad to have you here. You're seeing a slightly more polished version of myself. If you would have shown up, say about 18 minutes ago, you would have seen a far less, you know, I take that all back. I'm really brain dead right now. Fuck. My brain can only process this video game. Me know how to talk other people now. But me brain, good video game. Okay, video game brain right now. Speaking of what are the NPCs gonna look like? They're gonna look just like this. Well, not like this, but like here, look at. Quick, you know, they'll look like, oops, that should not happen. Which way did the camera go? Oh, there we go. Ooh, that's, never ran into that. Like, so if I put on this and this, and I hit this, that's what they'll look like. Stuff like that. I mean, they'll have a face and they'll have shoes. Right now, I literally am only wearing a shirt and pants, not even wearing underwear. But yeah, they'll be the same character model, except I'm gonna make a way more extensive line of clothing. So I also have right now it's the pants, the shirt. I made some other things, like I made the jacket and the ties, I just haven't put them into materials yet. But also there's this dress, right? So the women will look like this, or the people who are female identifying, feminine rather. So whenever you put on feminine, quote unquote feminine clothing, not only does it change the texture of them, but it also activates the little skirt mesh that comes with it, or the dress mesh, and it applies the rest of the texture on that part. So there's only really two different, it's one body mesh that everybody has, but if you're wearing something that is traditionally feminine, you get that too. And then I think the women will, some of the feminine characters, traditionally feminine, fucking goddamn it, these goddamn hurdles. Some of the traditionally feminine characters will have like kind of classic cartoony, puffy, cute lips, you know? Cartoony people are more lifelike. Nope, everybody's gonna be cartoony. Yeah, well, cartoony as much as this, even if the textures end up being slightly more realistic. I'm on now, so I'm catching up to the stream. Gotcha. Well, that's the morning for you. It is, but I mean, man, so there's been some mornings where I'm just like, I'm flying. I'm zipping around. I'm almost certain it's because of that damn alligator I ate. Oh, dope. I'm glad you think so. That's a very cute dress. Can you, like, customize your character before you start your game? Yeah, I do plan on that. I do plan on having that set up. In case you haven't caught the old stream before, there used to be a character customizer that I made where at the top of the game you could put on, you could change, like, your clothes, your skin color, your facial hair, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put that back in to a slightly less detailed degree. And also, when you play multiplayer, you can't really do that. You absolutely cannot do that at the top of the game, because if you're joining a game, a multiplayer game, then all you're doing is taking control of one of the NPCs that already exists. So kind of like Left 4 Dead, you know, and you can't customize them before because, yeah, you just have to pick one of the ones that already exists. But while you are there, I plan on implementing like features in regards to facial hair and all that sort of stuff, because in real life you can cut and style your hair. So I hope to have something kind of like that here. Again, it has to do with like the disguising aspects of espionage. And then of course, absolutely, you can always change your clothes. Whatever clothes are available in the game, at any point in the game, you could choose to go get those. Okay, so, and thanks for saying that's a cute dress. I agree, it's very cute. She's looking smashing, darling. So let's go to controls. Actually, yeah, let's close that. Okay, and then remove clothes. Let's go back to this. Right, so you get the article of clothing OBJ and you spawn it in the world. This is where I was at. So what I was thinking is maybe you spawn it at what? Where do you spawn it? If I look at this guy, where is he? Where would you want to spawn things? Like right in front of them, maybe? Or do you put it in their hand? Maybe you just, let's see. Head mesh, mouth collider. I don't want to do anything with the meshes in there, but maybe somewhere in the joints and bones. Neck, head, camera slot, look at camera, examine holder. Maybe it should go in the examine holder. Is there a currency system in this game? There will be. It'll be, each currency is different from between the cities that you're in. And there will be exchange rates that you will absolutely get ripped off for at the airports. So you'll be able to exchange currencies between the currency exchange at the airport or whatever fiat is supplied at your the agency that you work at. Shit. Yeah, if you exchange currency at the agency, you don't have to deal with exchange rates because they're your country and they just give you the actual exchange rate. You still might get fucked because of inflation, I guess. Not inflation, just exchange rates still fuck you even if you're getting a good deal. How do you earn money though? Pickpocketing? You could probably make a full living doing pickpocketing, but like for the most part, you'd be completing like some missions. Like there's two budgets in the game. There's your personal budget, which is money that you receive interpersonally by people who give you money to do things. And then that's money that you could spend on anything you want, right? And then there is your government budget, your agency budget, and that's sort of the allowance that the agency you work for gives you. But that allowance is only sort of redeemable at through certain means, right? They cut you these checks, and you have like a certain amount of money that is allotted to your spy work specifically. So, they'll pay for your hotel rooms, they'll pay for this and that, as long as they know it's in line with what they think you should be doing. If you choose to do something outside of what they want you to be doing, it's like less likely that they'll pay your expenses. Hold on, let me blow my nose. Where the fuck, can somebody tell me where I should spawn things? If you take off your clothes and you're just sitting there, where should the clothes pop up? Right in front of your face? On top of your head? Like what? All right. Does that mean we could buy a sniper rifle? Yes, absolutely. You could buy the dodgy sniper rifle from the black market with your personal money, or you could buy the not so dodgy sniper rifle with the government money. And there will be ups and downs for both, you know? So, just make a goddamn decision, Steven. Where do you make this shit spawn? If they're sitting there, it should just spawn right in front of you. It should just spawn right in front of you. Fuck it, like in front of your face. So, controls, remove close. Remove close will go second. Or that send event will go second. So let's add a header, and we'll say this clothing FSM, clothing manager FSM. Okay. Remove the clothes from clothing manager FSM. Wow, what is this? Christmas came early. I don't know why I heard that and I read that in fucking Borat's voice. It had to be the wow. How's it going? Early stream, dude. I know. What time is it? Christ almighty, 11:38 a.m. I'm over here sipping some green tea, trying to wake myself up. It's getting better, but I'm still mentally whatever this is, right? Because sometimes there might be a bug if you just spawn object in front of your player causing a disappearance. Exactly. Spawn clothing object based off of what not blocking the player. Yes, exactly. So what I plan, like the contingency that I was thinking about doing is that like you say spawn in front of you and I'll go run with that as long as I can, but eventually somewhere down the line, I'll do a collision check, whether I do a ray cast or like a sphere overlaps thing, and it'll check like, hey, is this a safe area for you to spawn that thing? How's it going, Lewis? Luis? I always forget how I should be pronouncing your name. If you're a Luis or a Lewis. I had a friend named Luis, whose mom owned the like play center around the street where all the kids used to love going to like play in the sort of like gymnasium stuff. He was the best. Get like free pizza and stuff. Because sometimes there might be a bug if you just spawn object. Right. Okay, so sorry. My wife. Don't make me do this. Been busy working on combat AI ragdolls. Just a headache. That sounds bananas. I want to see more GIFs, dude. I want to see more little videos. Dude, you put that one video out there and it got like a bazillion views. Like, just keep cranking those fucking things out. It's so exciting seeing just like little work in progress things. Fucking love it. But getting there, brilliant. So we're gonna send this to the I am just gonna drag and drop this in right now. What is it? Body mesh. Okay, and the FSM is the clothing manager. And the event I want to send is clothing remove. Okay, and I'm totally gonna skip this song right now. Boop, 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 boop. No, thank you. There we go. That's fine. So that happens, but I'm gonna add a not a comment, but a header. Put it right here, and this one is going to be spawn object in front of character. You know what I realized? Like headers are basically like it helps in the same way that basically naming your states does, except it's like just putting multiple states within a state, you know? Because before it's like I might have just made two states, one of them called spawn obj in front of character, and another one like clothing manager. But instead it can all just go in one state. So use headers, folks. Helps keep your FSMs nice and clean. So to spawn the OBJ in front of the character, I'm going to... Oh, you know what you need to do? After mouse pick, you need to get that information. So it comes down here to, you know, get article of clothing. And after that's done, you go down here. Okay, so in get article of clothing, what you have to do is get FSM game object, and it's going to be from the object clicked and the FSM. I haven't stored them in there yet, so I'm actually a step ahead of myself. What needs to happen is on your body mesh, in your clothing manager. So when you add clothes, right, get article info, let's bring this up. Gets all the clothing that we're supposed to add, right? It's an OBJ. I mean, not an OBJ, I'm sorry. I've been calling game objects OBJs because I get tired of writing out the whole word. So you get the material for it, the string of like the destination type, you know, whether it goes on your top half of your body or whatever. And then you add to that, and then add to the body mesh materials, right. What's this? Get that array of colliders to add to. Okay, so here's where I was gonna do it, right? This state is empty and it has a blank run FSM because I was gonna do that here. So get the array of colliders to add to. Array get next through them, storing as collider to add to underscore string. Sorry if all this sounds crazy confusing. Even I am like, whoa, wow, it was a dowza, whoa, daddy-o. Array contains using that to get to the string of body part. Okay. So what the plan is every article of clothing game object, right? Like that shirt sitting on the counter there, comes with a article of clothing FSM, where it stores the information about that article of clothing. What type of clothing it is, where it should go on your body, you know, the space it could store. Boy, do I have exciting news about volumes. But so you can get all that information from that article of clothing. And one of the pieces of information that you get from it is an array of strings, which tells you which body parts to add it to. So the array of strings for a t-shirt might include torso, left arm, left forearm, right forearm, right? Because those are the colliders that it covers. So when we get that information, we could parse through it and basically say for each of those, okay, get that corresponding collider, and then send the information to that collider saying, hey, left arm collider, you have a shirt on you. That is what's on you. And if it has that, then back over here in controls. No. Wait, where'd it? Yeah, over here. When you click on a thing, and you click on the thing, you get it. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so it's very, I'm so fucking close. I just have to do that one step, and I don't know why I never got around to it. I probably got bored, to be very honest. These things only are exciting for a moment, and then you have to hop over to something else that is seemingly just as boring, but at least exciting initially. And then you can go back to the other thing. Because right now I'm excited about telling which body collider should have what clothes on it. That wasn't fun like yesterday, but it's fun again. Okay. So just do it. Just fucking do it. What am I waiting for? Go. Do I need to run FSM? I don't know. Let's check out the shirt first. The shirt, open prefab. And we want to look at its, we want to look at its article of clothing. And the info we're getting from it is called, the clothing colliders, clothing/clothing colliders, right here. So I'm going to copy this variable name. I'm actually going to screenshot this so I can have it pulled up on the screen as a little reference, be easier to look at instead of hopping back and forth constantly. Have it right there. Okay. And then I go back to controls. You know what Playmaker 2 should have? It should have a master FSM where you can have all your FSM state in one master FSM. Once you click on that state, it brings you to another tab where you have your FSM. Logic. Submit it to the big man. Send it in an email. Because, you know, I don't have that kind of pool. I think I hear what you're saying. I can, yeah, if what you're talking about is like nested FSMs, then that sounds brilliant. Get FSM game object. So from the object clicked, from the FSM article, what is it? Yeah, article of clothing. Article of clothing. The variable name is that. Wait, how come I can't paste? Oh, no. Okay, good. See, this is why you screenshot shit. It's called clothing / clothing colliders. Okay, copy that. And then I'm gonna store in, wait a minute. That's not what we're getting. I'm tripping. I'm clicking on a body part. Hang on. So what I actually want is like my spine. It has an object and a body part on it. Okay, so the body part, this is what we want. Okay, so the variables in this, what do we have? All the game objects from which the current wardrobe was what? Was built, right? So it's an array of game objects, right? Because there could be more on there. And then current layer, the max value from the amount of layers per collider. Damn, I love that I left all these tooltips for myself. Oh, thank God. So skin would be 0, socks, okay, great. But the pelvis collider might still be at 1 if they were only wearing underwear. The current layer int is used as the index to get the surface substance layers array items, okay? And then top article game object, right? That is the most recent article of clothing, or the topmost article of clothing. And I think in most cases, the most recent one. Okay, I can fucking feel it. I'm about to just zip around, and it's all gonna come together in like 5 minutes. That's what always happens. Bumble around looking at variables and shit for like 10 minutes, and then in like 2 minutes, just like click, and then hit play, and then it goes. Came with that idea because Playmaker major flaw at the times is organization of states. Like if you got any FSM related to the player, could be under one master FSM, and once you click the state, it opens FSM. Oh, kind of like, are you just talking about like run FSM stuff? Because that's what I have. Do you ever use run FSM? Shadow is Light? Using run FSM might help you out with that. Okay, so you click on the body, and I think you want this one, the top article game object. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to controls, and in here you get this, and it's in the body part. Is this named correctly? It is. Okay, body part. I'm just gonna copy that. Hop over to controls. Okay, paste that in, and we're getting this. We're storing it in inventory. Top article game object. I think it's okay to call it that right now. So we get that, and then from there, I should be adding. Wait. Body mesh. I keep forgetting where I'm going. Add that. Get the array of colliders to add to. Get FSM array. Okay, let's see if I could do it all in here. It might need to go in a fucking run FSM template. Get FSM array. From, what is it called? Article of clothing to add. Clothing, article of clothing to add, FSM name. Okay, let's go. Variable name. clothing slash clothing colliders, and store that value. Clothing. Need to make a new one. Array. Called that. It is a game object array. Wait, no. It's a string array. Clothing colliders underscore string. And I'm actually going to name it that on this as well. Open. Whoa. Article of clothing. Clothing colliders. Boom, underscore strings. Great. Okay. Body mesh. Back here. It gets that. Clothing colliders underscore strings. Stores it in clothing collider underscore strings. We're copying values, doesn't fucking matter. And then we see, this is why I think it goes into run FSM, because well, let me see if I can put it here. I'll keep that. No, I'll delete it. Okay. I get all those. And then once I do, I want to iterate through them. I do shit. I'm gonna build this over here, and then I think I'm gonna put it in an FSM array. So it goes like this. It gets it. So we'll call that get collider strings, and then once it's finished, it goes on to the next state. And in here we have array get next, and it goes through that thing of strings. Okay, we have a loop event, a loop event, and we have a finished event, complete. Okay, so we'll add, oh god, yeah, okay. So the loop event goes down here, complete goes to the side, loop event here. We'll call this get next collider underscore string, and the result of this will be next collider underscore string. And then in here, what you have is, well, I don't even think you need to get that, honestly. Yeah, you don't need to get that. So I'm just gonna remove it really quick. Right? And instead you get the index of it. And we'll call this clothing slash collider target index. Okay. And then once it's done getting that, we go to here where we do get corresponding collider. So you do an array get, just an array get, from a new array called clothing slash clothing collider, or we'll just call clothing colliders, just colliders, right? And that's game objects. Okay, clothing colliders. The index that we're getting it from is the collider target index, and we're storing the value in new variable clothing slash collider target. Okay, and from here then we do a don't all these have, let's see, what do they have? Body part. So we have add clothing, remove clothing, and update clothing. So we have body part add clothing. I think that's what it'll be. Okay, so in body mesh, we're going to set FSM game object, and we're going to be setting the clothing collider targets body part FSM variable name. We'll call it well, what is it? I think I might have already added it, right? There's variables in here. Oh, I didn't add it, so we'll just make one. Call this a game object, clothing slash article. Oops. Article to add. Okay. And then up here in body mesh, we're gonna article to add, and we're setting the article of clothing to add. Should I gotta keep it. Article of clothing to add. I just have to keep it uniform, or else I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Head, come back here, variables, and paste that in. Okay, so in here, it's getting that, right? Oh, let's make sure this sends the event first in body mesh. So it does that, and then it has a send event, and it sends to game object FSM, the clothing collider target, the FSM body part. We're sending the event body part add clothing. Okay. So it gives it that article of clothing to add and then sends the event. Now, what I'm wondering is, oh, hold on. This is not done yet. So this, it does that, right? But then we wanted to add it to the next collider. Is there an array send event? Array list send event to game up. See, array list has this. Can I do this? Is there an FSM array action? Array send. So array list, array is empty. Array send event to game objects. Beautiful. Let's take a look at it. Array send event. Fucking brilliant. Array send event. Let's just get it. Okay, so instead of having to loop back and do that for all of them, all those body parts are going to get the same, they're getting the same information. So instead of having to loop through them and tell them each individually, I could just do it all at the same time. Just send all that information to all those colliders. Okay. So, but what you need to do then is first create that array of colliders. So get next collider string, right? And then array get, and then so these will go at the very bottom, and we'll say send article of clothing to collider, oops, array. So get corresponding array get, and then we want a array add, and we're going to create a new array. I'm going to call this clothing slash clothing slash colliders to colliders to, what do you call that, like give? Colliders to add? Sure, let's just do colliders to add. Or body parts to add. Oh, colliders to add, because that's what I've been fucking saying. Okay. Array, clothing, colliders to add. It's gonna add that collider target. Okay. And then what I do is I add a finish, but send back here. And when it's complete, then it'll go to here. So this goes like that. Okay. So it goes through all those. And then instead of just a normal send event, now we have our fancy array send event to game objects. Okay, so it's going to copy this basically. The array is the colliders to add, and the event that we're sending is clothing. No, body part, add clothing. That's funny. It shouldn't give us this. That's really funny. So whoever designed this missed a little bit. Do I fix that right now? Do I have a choice? I forget what this is called, but let's pop open C# and test out my abysmal C# skills. Let's edit script. So essentially what you want, see how it says, event is not used by this state or any global transition. It shouldn't know that, really. It wouldn't know that. Because it should be able to send, oh wait, maybe it does know that. Maybe it's because, let's go to body part. No, it is a global event. Yeah, because if you go to body, if I go to this body part, events, yeah, add clothing, body part, it's a global event. So it totally shouldn't give me that feedback. It's not, that ain't none of its business. Okay, what if I do this? No? Send to children? No. Okay, so in here, what I want to get to is the event sending part. This might be I forget how you can, owner default option, specify game object, event target owner, event target, event sent to children values, send to go to new FSM event target, exclude self, owner. Events must be marked global to send between FSMs. Yeah. Custom events. Body part. Add clothing. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I hope this doesn't... I don't really know how to solve this off the top of my head. In fact, yeah, I don't really feel very confident being able to dig around in this right now. Send event. What is it? Send event. Okay, public override, blah, blah, blah. Event target, let's go to definition. Exclude self, send it. Oh, no, not definition. Okay, so I think here's what we can work for, right? Selected, static. Add FSM event. Is event global? As a bool, okay. Because, okay, so if I go to just a normal send event, right? Oops. Like this one, for example, right? It's not giving me guff on that. Because it's assuming, all right, that's a global event and it's nobody's business. So let's go to edit script and see what this one says. What piece of logic is it missing? So we have our FSM event target. That has that as well, right? FSM array. Oh, I guess because, right. FSM event, exclude self, send to children. Here we go. Send event. None. The delayed thing. Auto name. Override get progress if delayed. Event. Required filled. Event. FSM.event. Event target.send event. Delayed event. Versus when this one does it. Send event to game object. in way object references. Where is this at? Object references. God damn it. Okay, well, let's see if... Is there a way to, like, shut this up? I always forget. It's like, I have this error. It's going to stop when I get there, I think, right? There's no way of doing this. Colliders to add. I wonder, does this... No. Nope, doesn't even recognize that. Game objects. Yeah, that's a bummer. I wish I knew how to solve that. And I know there's got to be something. Because the other alternative is that I fucking use array lists, which I absolutely don't want to do. I used to use array lists all the goddamn time, and they come stacked. Look at all these array list actions that do work. But it can also get really unwieldy going back and forth between array lists. Damn. So, sorry, excuse me. What I think I might do is, just because I have a feeling it's going to stop me every time it comes to this, it's going to be like, hey, you can't do this. You know what I could do too? Is I could also add that, which might send off to this next state. So we can kind of treat it like, let's see if this works. That might be a kind of a hacky solution to this, but let's see if that works. So it'll send the event to all those things, including itself. I can also do exclude self, but then that'd be extra weird to have a transition that's not doing anything, and it's just a fucking cosmetic residue of a poorly written action. So if I take this now, what happens when it sends to all those colliders? I think that's it, right? I think it could just stop there. I think that's technically its own little complete as well. Oh no, it goes on to the next thing. So here's what I'll do. I'll scooch all this stuff down. I won't create an FSM, whatchamacallit for this. I'll just squeeze it in here for now. Okay, so this goes here, and then this goes here. All right, we'll see how this works. I guess let's test it. Hit play. Oh, you know what I did not do though? Sorry, can't press play it. Is that in here, when it adds to that array, I actually do need to add all those colliders to something specified. Like, okay, so for example, in here, let's minimize this. I'll put you guys over here and squeeze this out. The collider array is not set. We need to set it ourselves, and our character is going to need to build that at the top of initialization. So in, I believe, we may as well do it in body mesh in here, right? So we have an initialization state where we could do, actually, you know what we could do is we could do it by hand, because this prefab will be referencing itself all the time. So in colliders to add, what do we have? How many body parts? You have the head, the two bodies, 2 for each arm, and 2 for each leg. So that's 11. And then I could just drag and drop all those in there. So in here you have, let's open up all of these first. Spine, and then torso or hips. Hips is it, right? Okay. And cool, head, right shoulder, right arm, and forearm. Those are the only ones. And you do the same thing with the left side, which starts at left shoulder and does these two. Okay, so there's all the things that we need to enter in here. So if I click on body mesh, and then I drag in, let's start with the head, and then I'll do spine 1, and then I'll do hips, and then we'll do the arms first. So I'll go left arm, and then left forearm, and then I'll do right arm and right forearm. Then we'll do legs. We'll do left up leg, not left 5, but left up leg, and then left leg, and then right up leg, and right leg. Okay, and I'm gonna take a picture of these so I remember the order that it's in, and then we can do the string version of this over in the article of clothing. Okay, so that's all set up. Great. Let's click on our article of clothing. Wait, I hope okay, it's all in there, right? Good. Article of clothing. Let's open up the prefab. Let this load for a sec. Article of clothing. And collider strings. Here we go. So it's 11. And we have to hand input these per article of clothing. Not all shirts have the same colliders that they have to go through, and not all, yeah. So it's like, I'll put it over here now. I should still go into the prefab. So all of those instances, get it. Here we go. We'll put in, oh, you know what it could be is like by default, we'll have it set to all of them. And that way, every time I want to add new clothing, article of clothing, I could just delete them. I could delete the ones I don't want. So we'll have head, spine. In fact, there's not even, I guess maybe if you wear a mask. That's true. That's funny. I accidentally, okay. Spine 1. Hips. Left arm. Left forearm. Right arm. Right forearm. And then left up leg, left leg, right up leg, and right leg. Cool. I can come back out here. And then I would have to put these in. You know, just for the sake of this one, I'm gonna do spine 1, hips. No, does it do hips? Where did the hips like begin? I think that's just for pants, right? No, actually, I think it does. Yeah, no, a shirt should go on the hips too. Okay, so this one will also have hips. Hips, and it'll be It's honestly, it needs 6. Spine 1, hips, left arm, left. Oh, but here's the problem, is I need to get these do need to have matching indexes. So I will go to 11, and I'll just skip the ones that it doesn't have. So for example, this is trippy because now I'm like, how the fuck did I program that? hold on. Back in body mesh, it gets the collider strings, right? And it gets the next one. It gets whatever the first one is. And that's the collider target index. So we can't do that. What it has to do first is it'll first go here and it'll check if it's null. String compare, and it'll check our, and we will store it like this. So the result is in clothing, we'll say clothing slash clothing collider string. And we're going to be comparing that to nothing. And the equal event is null. And if it's not equal, then it's not null. So if it is null, then it needs to go back and try again. If it's not null, then go ahead and assign it to that. Okay. And then we'll just call this check is null. Okay. I really gotta use the restroom, guys. So I'm gonna drop a quick deuce while you guys enjoy this view from this Parisian cafe. I'll set you up really quick. And I'll make it snappy. Oh, I'll make it snappy. Do you guys want to sit inside or outside? Let's sit inside. So it's a cute view from here. Okay. That umbrella's kind of in your way, but you know, deal with it. Let's move some of these windows. Okay, be right back. Okay. Oh my god. Oh god. Razor Edits, nice song. Yeah, some good music playing. Sorry about that. Had a deuce down so big. I love the graphics choice, to be honest. Cartoony models with realistic textures. Thank you. I love that aesthetic. I'm so pleased with it. I have such a great time like making these things, looking at them. So let's get back to work. I'm like, so where was I? What was the last thing I needed to do? I put, I was gonna do these, right? Yeah, okay. So, in this white button-up shirt, it's going to, oh no, that's what it was. I had to go through here and body mesh. It checks is null, and if it's null, okay, brilliant. So I don't even need to put anything in, yeah, I guess I could just literally like click on these and I could type whatever I want in these. So it would help though if I did kind of, it doesn't do anything for the head. It does for the spine. It does for the hips. It does for the left arm, and then left forearm. It does for the right arm and right forearm. Okay, so that's all it needs, because the rest are legs. Okay, now in the body mesh, it's gonna get all those, it's gonna check if it's null, it's gonna add to the corresponding ones. Now I think this should work. So if I press play, I hope this fucking works. What am I missing? Here we go. Okay. Adds the shirt as expected, right? Oh, it got stuck here though at our troublesome array send event to game objects. The question is, did it send to all those other game objects? So our hips in the body part, it got an add clothing, and the variables article of clothing to add. Did I not set up that part? Let's see. In body mesh, right? It never go. Actually, okay. Yeah, look at this. Set up sim game object. The collider target. Oh, you know what? This whole time I've been trying to do this like catch-all thing. The setFSM game object might end up needing to be, so this will be a set event properties instead of a set, and the key will be, shit, I don't want it to, how the optimization and programming in Playmaker, is it automatic, or do you have to manually choose right things in order to be optimized so your game doesn't lag? I mean, there's literally nothing different in how you're optimizing, like with other games. Like all the same optimization techniques that you'd have to be using in just C#, I have to use those same techniques. The only thing that's like optimized that's better with Playmaker than C# is that I don't have to compile scripts all the time. When you first import Playmaker and all of its actions, and whenever you import a new action, which isn't like all the time, right? But whenever you import new actions or change an action, the script of an action, I should say, is the only time it has to like go through that whole compiling process. That usually when you write C# scripts, you have to sit through that too. So that is nice that I can hit that play button more often and quicker than I would if I was writing C# scripts. Other than that, there's very few things that like change how things are optimized. Shit, I don't want to set event properties because then I have to use a key. Can I do like a... I'm literally being held back right now because I want the array. Oh, that would be insane if somebody did that would be a crazy action. Array FSM or set FSM array FSM array clear, FSM array add FSM array add. It would be crazy if you could do all the games all the game objects in an array, all get their FSM game objects set. Like I could do that. Like literally the reason I'm like stuck on this right now is because I wanted to use, fuck it, I'm just gonna stop being lazy. Okay, here we go. I could have been done with this a long time ago. So instead of sending set event properties, we'll do the set FSM game object, and then this array send event to game objects, not gonna be our shit right now. But instead, so yeah, add clothing. So these two can just get out of here and go in here, and instead of array add, I'm gonna get rid of that, get rid of this, and when this is finished, when this is finished, then it can come down here, and we'll say, I think start lock to left. Okay, I think that's good. And I'm gonna set this complete link color yellow. Okay, so I just can see it skipping down here. So there's 0 compiling time when you start your game. Nearly. I mean, you see it compile a little bit, but it's not nearly as crazy as when you do with C# stuff. And it's more about when you hop from Visual Studio and you're in Visual Studio and you save your script and then you come back to Unity, it has that little compiling time. That's pretty much the big thing I don't have to deal with. Like I make changes in here and it's just ready to go. Like literally as you see me clicking and changing things, like this array get next, boom, off. I don't have to wait for anything to compile. On, great, I just hit play, like, doesn't matter. Okay, so now let's see if this works. I think this should work. I think. What am I missing? Are we putting money down on this? Okay. Wear that shirt. Okay. Pause it. Go to hips. Did not receive that. What about spine? Did not receive it at all. Body mesh. Oh. Wait a minute. Clothing colliders is empty? I might have missed the part where you talk about the gun, so I'm sorry to ask the gun thing again, but would you be able to buy guns like sniper rifles and take out the target from long range? Yes, absolutely. Absolument. Absolument. So if you have this, let's see, reg it next, right? It gets from the strings, and the result is there, right? And it gets the index of it. Check is null, and if it's null, it sends back up there. If it's not null, it sends here, where it gets from the clothing colliders the same index. And it stores collider target, clothing / collider target, right? And then I set that, and then the clothing collider target gets the add clothing event. You know what I'll do really quick is I'll press this. But every time it gets here, instead of sending back, I'm just gonna do a little wait. And we'll wait like 3 seconds. And we'll say, whatever, god damn it. Okay, doesn't matter what that thing says, because this is just testing. Debug, okay. Hit play. Okay, I'm gonna hit this, puts it on, right? So I get to come here and see the last thing it did, right? The first one is empty. Oh, the clothing colliders is empty. What the fuck? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Remember when I filled this out? Why isn't it? Remember when I did that? How come that shit didn't save? Is it like that even? Interesting. When did that change? Did I put it somewhere else? Oh, colliders to add. Oh. I'm dumb. I made two things that were named way too similar. I made a redundancy. So, which one should I? Who's used and who isn't? Colliders to add and clothing colliders. This one is used at this one. Get corresponding collider. So instead of this. Oh, right. No, I didn't do a redundancy. That was back when I made a whole separate array. Okay. So in here, okay, I want to keep the name clothing colliders, but I want to use the other one. So I'm going to copy this. No, I don't need to copy that. Where's the array? Array of game objects. This one. Okay, so I'll rename this as like blah 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 blah. Colliders to add, I'll call this one clothing colliders. Okay, and this blah 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 one, I'm gonna remove it, and I'll go in here and change that to clothing colliders, and then I'll store the value clothing collider target. Okay, my bad, because I switched systems. I switched like my plan in the middle of all this. Also, is it hard to code the scope mechanic where only the scope is zooming rather than our eyes zooming in the whole screen? Yeah, you know, CodeMonkey put out a few tutorials on how to do that kind of stuff, which is, you know, if you're using PlayMaker, it's just as applicable. You could watch this tutorial to see like the easy cheap version, the sort of mid-range version, and then like the super advanced version. There's lots of ways to do the scope thing where it's just the scope zooming in. Okay, about to find out. Here we go. So I wear this. Okay, first one should be null, right? Array get, the index, clothing colliders. Oh, I do have spine one. Oh, maybe it, oh, because when it's null, that was quick. It went through the first one. Okay, so this is correct so far. So I should be able to go to my spine and in the variables, article clothing to add. Yes, white button up shirt. Okay, cool. So I'll remove that little buffer. Brilliant. Let's go to body mesh, get rid of this debug, and just send it to the top up here. Great. And I don't need to make a fucking run FSM for this one. This is fine. Okay. So now all of those things should have the clothing on it, which clothing is theirs. And then in the body part, if I go to like my spine one and in body part, add clothing, what we need to do is an array add, and we're going to be adding to clothing all articles, and we're going to be adding in our clothing, article of clothing to add. Okay, and that way every time we add clothing, it is an additive process, and when we take off our clothing, all we have to do is remove that value from an array, and whenever we are displaying, or whenever we click on the thing, we're getting the topmost. Whenever we click on this body part, we get the last object of the array. So, curious to see. I think what you would do is in body part remove clothing, you have an array remove, and you remove from that array. Oops, no, I'm sorry. Oops, there we go. Clothing, all articles, and it's always going to be that you're removing. Well, honestly, it would be article of clothing to remove. Let's do this. Clothing slash article of clothing to remove. And yeah. Right now it feels so intricate. BRB. Okay. Okay, remove clothing. Add clothing. Update clothing. Okay, okay. So in body mesh, okay, does all that. Let's go to this body part, and I'm gonna make sure that we have, what is it? All articles. Okay, it's an array of game objects. I'm gonna do this really quick. Put it over here so I can keep looking at it. And we just want it like, just big enough. There we go. Okay. And then over in controls, when you get the article of clothing, the body part clicked, you're doing top article game object, which I think that makes sense. Top article game object. Yeah. Okay. So that means over in here, when you do an add clothing, you also do a set FSM game object, and you say, oh no, I'm sorry. You do a set game object. It goes after the array add, and top article game object is going to be whatever the last one, article of clothing to add, right? That's if you add it. And then body part remove clothing, it's going to have its own special thing to get whatever the most recent one was as well. So you do an array like, is there array just get last? It would be nice if I could just skip some steps. Array last. Array get last item. Yep. Get it. See this little compiling thing? This is normally what you would do if you're using C#. If you're like editing your scripts, you know? Anytime you change anything in your C# script, you'd have to wait a little moment like this. Okay. Body part. Okay. Array remove. And array get last item from all articles, and then store this as the topmost one. Okay, there we go. Okay, Looking good, looking good. So back in body mesh. Okay, back in controls. When you get the article of clothing, it's the topmost game object. That's correct. And if we're holding it, we remove clothes. And you do a set FSM game object just before this. And you say that we're targeting the clothing. What is it? Clothing, or no, the body mesh. I guess I'm just dragging and dropping that shit in, apparently. Okay, and the FSM is clothing manager, clothing. What am I doing? Oh, it needs an article of clothing to remove. Article of clothing to remove. Copy that because we'll put it in, and we'll say that it's clothing object clicked, actually. Wait, no. It doesn't need to do that. It says remove. Oh, topmost game. Oh, okay. Yeah. Clothing, top article game object. Okay, there we go. And then if I go back to this, we need to add the variable. It's a game object. Oops, yep. Article of clothing to remove. And actually it'll be clothing / article of clothing to remove. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna remove this. How come it didn't show up? Controls, remove clothes, clothing. Huh. What? Game object. Variables. It's a game object. Where's that article of clothing to remove? That's weird. What the fuck? That's suspicious. Let's see. Let me remove it. Array remove. We'll make a new variable, which is a game object. Call it that. And in here, that's the one I'm removing. And back in controls. Oh, because I'm pulling from the fucking... God damn it, that's why. Stupid. Okay, so I'm going to use this to get it for free. I'm so dumb. Body part... guys, I am not a professional. This is still being funky though, right? Because if I go from like hips should be fine. The FSM should be body part. I can't even pull a variable from that right now. What? What is going on? There's some funky stuff happening here. I might have to restart Unity really quick. Let me try doing this by hand, because it needs to be set as object clicked anyway. Variable is going to be this, and the one we're doing is clothing, top article game object. Let's see if that works. So we'll come in here. All right, I put on the shirt. Okay, let me pause it, and let's go over to my spine, I guess. It added that shirt, right? So my top article game object should be that. And in here, let's see. controls. We'll unpause it. We'll go into inventory mode. Now if I click and hold here, should remove that close, right? Pause it, go over to the spine. It did not send that event. Was it the spine? Or hips? No. Controls. Oh, because I'm doing the send event to the fucking body mesh again. God damn it. I keep sending to the wrong... I'm so dumb. Okay. The object clicked, and I'm sending it to body part. And I'm sending the body part remove clothing. There we go. All right. Let's do it again from the top, Sam. Okay. Gonna put my shirt on. Gonna bring up the inventory. Gonna click and hold my shirt. Okay. Pause it. Click over on the spine. Boom. Yes, it removed it. Great. But it's still there? Or you know what I need to, you know what's funny is just that, like, no, that doesn't make sense, because getting... It's 0. I think that one... Okay. So what you have to do is there's a tiny little contingency that you have to account for, which is in here, before you get last item. You do like array contain, or is there an array just null? I think array contains is the way you do it. So you have this before, and you say in your all articles, I'm back. What's up, Razor Edits? Yo, whoa. Fuck, the thing that sucks is like right now when I get the last item from that array, it's a null value. And so when it stores the value for my top article game object, if it's null, it's kind of putting, it doesn't actually clear the value. And I want it to be able to clear the value. Fuck. Array get last item. Poop break done. Yep, me too. Sometimes you just gotta drop a deuce. And it clears your head. Array clear action. Well, if I use isn't array clear the entire damn thing? Sets all items in an array to their default 0, right? So here's my problem is that if I use this system of wanting to only have an array that is like an array that if there's nothing in it, that means you're naked. And the reason I want to use that system is because it would be only an additive process where the first entry would be the only piece of clothing you're wearing, and then the second entry would be the clothing that is on top of that. And that way I can use a system that always checks what your topmost layer of clothing is, so it should know what your sort of like current outward sort of like the clothing that should be receiving you know, substances. If you spill shit on it, it should be the thing that people see, you know, what you're wearing. People shouldn't be able to like see or affect the clothes that are underneath you. And the reason array remove isn't cutting it right now is because, or array set to a null maybe. Let me see. That's a good one. I like that. Well, but hold on. If you do array set to null, then I'll have an array of empty items, and then somewhere in there randomly will be whatever they're wearing. Like there'll be empty spaces, you know. And then what I would have to do on top of all that is, like, if I did want to get their topmost article of clothing, that means I would have to have extra steps of, like, you know, checking through each item of the array, checking if that item is null. If it's not, getting its index, putting it in an array of ints, and then continuing to loop through that. And then finally at the end of that, all of that, loop through the array of ints and find out which int is the highest number, because that would represent the index of the sort of the, you know, the latest indexed game object in that previous array. And then I would use that index to then say, hey, that is your topmost article of clothing. And that's just that's too much. So array remove is nice. I would like that. But maybe what I could do is, bro, you lost me at it, right? Yeah, no, it's a fucking confusing thing, because my problem right now is that my array remove, my array get last item, it's something I pulled from the ecosystem, so it's not a perfect thing, and perhaps there's a better way I could be doing this. But essentially what I was hoping for was that array get last item would get whatever the last item is in that array, and then set it as my top article game object. And it is working as long as there are values in the array. But if there are none, and it picks just the first and only empty value, right? Because that's technically the last item in a completely empty array is also the first and empty value. And so what it's returning when it says store game object, it doesn't have a value. It doesn't even have a null to overwrite this clothing top article game object. So, so at the top of this, I could just set game object, clothing top article game object to null. So I'm clearing my top article game object, and then if there is actually something in my array, then it will set it. Fucking, that's all I was looking for. That's all I was looking for. Okay, so now let's play this. Okay, so if I put on this shirt, oh, when I have Playmaker Editor open, it's crazy. Okay, fuck. So you see that? Top article game object is my white button-up shirt. Now if I hop into this mode, and I click and hold, it removes it, and beautiful, there we go. My top article game object is nothing, because I should. And I know right now, technically, you could still see I'm wearing a shirt, but at least this system of recognizing what colliders are wearing what things, that is correct. Bada bing, bada boom. So now the cool part is, let's actually remove the material. So when it removes from there, then it actually removes the material and it spawns the game object of that shirt in real life. So it looks like we took the shirt off and are holding it in our hands. Okay. Fucking brilliant. Okay. So it does remove clothes. It does that part where it removes it sends the event to do that, right? And this isn't clothing manager FSM. This is, if I select create a header, this one is body part FSM. Okay. Sends remove clothing to body part. Right. I'm gonna get rid of that from there, and this spawn obj in front of character. Great. I'm gonna watch Play Monkey for a sec. All right, Play Monkey, Code Monkey. Yeah, CodeMonkey has that tutorial. I think it will solve your problem for the scope stuff, if that's what you're trying to do. So the body part FSM should then relay back to the clothing manager that it has removed that thing. So I'm gonna go to that really quick, just so I can make a note for myself. Remove clothing and add clothing. Add clothing, it's already taken care of. Remove clothing, we will then go and send a, well, I'll just make a new state. Oops. So finished, comes down here, and then we'll do send update event to clothing manager. Oh geez, that's a mouthful. I'll just say update. Okay. Cool. I'll do that later. Comment. Do this later. And let's go back to the fun stuff. Controls, remove clothes, spawn object in front of character. That should happen first. So the way we do that is we have the game object. So now we could do the set visibility thing of the object. No, the top article game object. Yeah. And then it'll be visible. It won't be reset on exit. So that sets it, right? And then we could do the set position. Oh no, we could just do set parent and then put it somewhere. Just for test, honestly, I'm gonna put it in that little visibility thing, the player's view shit. So we're gonna be setting the clothing, top article game object, to the parent of the look at target slot. This is just a test. I want to put it there, and we'll reset these. Oh no, not the look at, the examine holder. I'm sorry. Okay. So that should make it, and then you may as well do the thing that removes the shirt too. How does that get sorted? It's on the body mesh. You have clothing manager, in clothing remove. We'll have that. So what you do is kind of what is it like? There's materials. What is it in here? There's a get property and set property or something like that. Set material, get article info, set property, get property. Here we go. Materials, wardrobe materials array. Array insert, wardrobe material to add. Wardrobe materials array. Okay. So in the wardrobe materials array, I can array contains from the wardrobe materials array, and the value is, oh, first we have to do the get FSM material, and from the clothing, article of clothing, oh, clothing slash article of clothing to remove, and the FSM will be article of clothing. The variable name is what did I call it? Just clothing material. I'm gonna want this. Okay, bring this over here and back to body mesh. In here, article of clothing, and I'm gonna do variable name clothing slash clothing material. Okay, and we're gonna store the value in clothing clothing slash material to remove, right? Because those are material to add and material to remove. Okay. And I'm not even gonna fuck with that. Okay. It gets that material. Article of, yeah, okay, and that's material to remove. And then the value that we're checking is material to remove. And then the index of it. Right, we want the index. Yeah, we want the index of it. Clothing. I'll call this clothing slash material to remove underscore index. And we have array is contained, and we have array is not contained. Add. If it is contained, then we keep going. And okay, we'll call this not contained here. If you get that thing, if it is contained in there, then you get the index of it, and you have this. Where is it? I have a set properties around here somewhere. I'm back. That was a nice tutorial. He's my man, Code Monkey. Set property. Here we go. So I'm going to do this set property in here. Excuse me. Okay, we're setting the materials on our mesh renderer with that wardrobe materials array. So what I want to do is maybe first remove it. Okay, and come down here. We'll call remove material. Or maybe let's just do it all in one. Call this remove material. Okay. Get info. Remove material from array. I have the index of it. Remove. From clothing. Material, wardrobe materials array. And the value I'm removing, oh shit. Remove at. Oh shit. Well, I guess I could just remove that. The scope system looked really cool in Stalker 2. Heart of Chernobyl trailer, by the way. I'm so hyped for that game. You know, I don't know too much about it, but I've always wanted to play the original Stalker. I've been hearing some people talk about Stalker 2. I guess big time anticipation, right? Big hype. So I got the material to remove, and I check if it's in there. That's fine. And then if I remove it, then I guess I could just, because if it's, I want to remove it at its specific index. So array, and I don't want to just delete at. Resize, set, transfer value, add range. Is there an array remove at? Here's hoping Ukraine doesn't get invaded. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah, I was listening to NPR talking about like people who have experienced war before, who have seen sort of like, I don't know to what degree, but yeah, just broadly speaking, they were talking about people who have like civilians who have experienced war before, like firsthand experiences of it. Have a very different reaction from the people who haven't, in a sort of surprising way. That there's a lot of young people who, if they've experienced war before, have this like very like They called it pragmatic. It's a little weird to feel like to call it pragmatic, but they say like they have this attitude of I'm just gonna keep living my life and partying and stuff until the actual tanks and shit are rolling through. And then like on top of that, it's still like they have a very pragmatic attitude, at least with the whole like they're going to stock up on like supplies. They said like they need to stock up on gas when they can't have gas pumped into their home and shit. So they'll kind of have all these like preparation things, but they're for the most part apparently like calm, it sounds like, and like they're kind of like partying, whereas the young people who haven't experienced war are like really nervous and scared and like kind of like are paralyzed by the whole thing. Anyways, those devs put out a warning that if it does get invaded, Stalker 2 probably won't come out. That's fucking crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. I mean, it's not just like the video not coming out part is not what's crazy, but it's just like what like the crazy thing is that like that the global culture, right? I'm an American, fucking Razor Edits, I forget where you are. Lewis is in Portugal, right? Is that where you are? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting where everybody is. But you know, for the most part, we all know about Stalker, the game Stalker. I'm Indian. Okay, right on. How's it going? India, right? We're from all over different parts of the world, and we all know about this game Stalker. That there's anticipation, and it is, yeah, like it's affecting the sort of the culture of the world. Like that's like that's the cherry on top, the shit sandwich of warfare. Okay. So what was that? FSM array delete at. FSM array remove. What is this? Just this like cheap array remove. We have that. Oh, you could just do well, that's kind of what that is. That's weird. Ecosystem needs to get cleaned up. I hate wars, absolutely. Array list particle system. Okay, I'm overcomplicating this. What is the easy answer I can do here? The array remove, it would remove that value. Fuck it, just make it clothing, material to remove, whatever, and then we'll set the properties to that. Okay. Let's see if that works. Let's hit play. Make the screen nice and big so we can see his shirt pop off. And let's bring it over here. All right, you ready? Big moment. Here we go. Put on the shirt. Okay. There's me wearing the shirt. Click and hold it. Nothing happened. Let's pause. Go to controls. Remove clothes. Oh, I never, remember I said I put that note in there. It says do it later. I never did it. But at the same time also, why didn't this happen? Where did this go? It went to the examine holder. Where is that? Oh, it's over there. It is in front of us. The examine folder's all like fucking far. The look at target slot is what I want. Okay. Hang on. A few tweaks. Oh, what do we have in here? Dusty Wee pops in. What's up? Just play Warzone and call it a day. Why the fuck do it in real life? Yeah. If only it were that easy, right? Dusty Wee says just chilling. Right on. Cool. Dusty Wee, I was actually just thinking about your animations this morning. I don't know if you know Mr. Chambers. Josh, I don't know, is his last name really Chambers? But there's a very talented dude, animator mostly, but he's kind of been getting into game dev stuff. He's worked on some notable things. He's a very talented animator, but he's kind of getting in the zone for game dev stuff and animating his own sprites, just like Dusty Wee does. And Dusty Wee has some pretty remarkable hand-drawn, frame-by-frame, whatever you want to call it, animations. And I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, that shit was smooth. And I was wondering, what is your frame rate that you're animating on? the displayed frame rate, because that shit looks like you're animating on ones all crazy. But then it's like, what, you know, it's a weird thing to think about, like animating on ones at a locked in frame rate of like 30, because your shit looked really smooth. This beef between Russia is Ukraine is just pointless. Dick measuring. I am Russian. Can't understand why Putin put his freaking schnoz. Oh man, yeah. Jay Foster. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're like over there in the midst of all that shit. I mean, I don't know to what degree your safety is at all kind of caught up in this, but I can imagine it still being stressful. However, okay, you might feel. That's lame. Fuck all that. Don't know him, but I'll look him up. Yeah, he's dope. Okay, so that the adjustment I said I was gonna make is in controls. No. It's in body mesh. Wait, where was it? No, what was it? Body parts, right? So you go into body part and then just do it later part. Here we go. Okay, you do the send event to game object FSM, game object. Do we have it in here? We don't. So the game object needs to be new variable. Body mesh, and at initialization we need to get it, so we will do I guess we can just do a set game object. This is kind of a good object. I know sometimes I drag and drop shit as long as I know it'll be in the prefab, but there's kind of like a halfway version of this. Hold on, let me just, I need some fucking... The halfway point between making a variable that you're programmatically sort of setting at like an initialization stage, between that and then just hand coding, like dragging and dropping shit into the values. Between those two extremes, you also have the option to, at initialization stage, use a set and then variable type, and then hand dragging it in there. So that way, if anything ever does get disconnected, you'll see that the game object value is null or whatever, and you can at least sort of refer to the fact that there is, like I'll show you in a second. I have this set game object action, and I'll set the body mesh variable by dragging in the body mesh. Oh wait, oh, but this is a template. Oh, I can't fucking do that. So yeah, in that case, if I'm in a template, I absolutely do just need to make this an input variable. And then down here in body mesh, drag it in. Oh, wait a minute though. But I'm gonna have to do that for all of them. So instead of doing that, right, I definitely want to do it programmatically then, because I don't have to go through each and every one of my body part FSMs and hand insert it. What does this say? Most of them I do at 24. Okay, right on. If I need to be faster, I'll just up it to 45. Right? That's so crazy. Is Stalker made in Ukraine or Russia? What's the guy's name again? The animator? Mr. Chambers. If you go onto YouTube and type like Mr. Chambers animator or animation, like he does a lot of like of the Game Grumps. If you ever watch like Game Grumps cartoons, like the animated interpretations, he's done a bunch of those. Damn, Stalker's made in Ukraine. Are you planning to do sort of co-op, or is it pure single player? So Memories of a Spy is for sure going to be, or very likely going to be, multiplayer. That's what I've been working on a lot this month. Whenever I'm not on stream, I'm doing networking for the multiplayer, and it works right now for like these little test cubes that I'm doing. But I haven't set it up with the current player controller yet. So I would like to. What's the date today? It's gonna be like the 20th or something. Today is the 20th, yeah. So I'd like to, within the next week or so, start running some tests with people and shipping builds out to my friends so we can do like network stress tests. Yay! Nice. Okay, so this is where I have to programmatically get that body mesh thing. So I can do a... Oh man, this one's gonna be kind of tough. How do I do this one? Gets the topmost parent of a game object. If the game object has no parent, it returns itself. That's dicey. That's just dicey. All that stuff. If you're ever getting objects by getting parents and roots and children, siblings, blah blah blah, like it has to be like super intentional. I'm a single player dude, so is it compulsory to play multiplayer? No. You should be able to play single player as well. That's why it's like, even when you host a game, you as the player hosting it, you're playing with NPCs, and then when a friend joins, they assume the role of one of the NPCs. And then if that friend leaves, it gets turned back into an NPC again. Just like Left 4 Dead. You know, in Left 4 Dead, it's like you can host an online campaign, and at the beginning, unless you already had friends that joined your lobby, you're just playing with NPCs. And then as your friends join in, they just take control of the NPCs, and then if they leave or get kicked or if their connection drops out, the NPC takes over. Also, it would be cool if you add to roadmap gamepad support. Yeah, I know. I haven't totally, like, I'm kind of painting myself in a corner right now by using all these get key down and mouse button down shit. I'm definitely not gonna commit to that like fully. I'm putting them down right now just to like get some shit out of the way, and then maybe probably next month I'll go through and replace them all with Unity's new input stuff, and that way I'll have a nice sort of setup for people who want controller gamepad support. Would be able to do missions alone? Yes. Yeah, you should be able to do everything alone, because when you play alone, you're actually still kind of playing multiplayer with yourself. You take on two roles. We'll see how far this gets, but basically when you play the game, you're going to be playing an agent, and then you swap controls with the mole. So you kind of go back and forth between playing two different roles, but with yourself. Shit, so how do I get this goddamn body mesh? I'm so close. Body mesh. How do you get it? How do you get it? How do you get it? Because if I do the get parent or get root thing, it could really fuck me later. It could really fuck me later. What about like sibling? Finds the sibling of game object by name and or tag. So what if I do this? What if I do a get parent? Yeah, this feels so dodgy. Get parent of the owner, and call this my hips dash joint root, right? And then from the hips dash joint root, I'm getting the sibling called body mesh. Okay, and I store that as body mesh. Let's see if that works. Oh, you know what? Not found. I'm gonna make a not found event. New event, or not found. Okay, and if it doesn't find it, it goes over here, and I go like type in error, and I make this shit red. Okay, so it'll be clear to me. And I do this as link color red. All right, let's do this. All right, let's cross our fingers and hopefully it gets that body mesh. Thank God. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, hey! What the fuck? Am I an NP? Why am I in NPC mode? What? Why am I in NPC mode? Hang on. What in the holy fuck? Carousel? Yeah. Wait. Player mode. I know player mode starts off by default, but did I change something? Hold on. Alright, let's press play. Is something weird happened with initialization? Holy shit! That's not good. Let's see how much of my work got saved and how much of it didn't. Fucking hell. What could it have been? I got that body mesh. Crashed? Yes. Hope you saved. Yeah, I hit Control S all the goddamn time, but sometimes the way Unity saves scenes and some of their data is not so conducive to being okay if it crashes. Okay, so if I go to character, FSMs, player mode, controls, what was it in? No, body mesh, clothing manager. Okay, some of this is still here. Remove material, that's all there, thank God. Hips, body mesh. What was I looking? Something. Body part. This all stayed. It gets the owner, hips, root joint, and then has sibling. I have a feeling. Do you think this has sibling is like a poorly written? Okay, so I'm gonna send the event. Hang on. I have a feeling if I press play again, it's just gonna fucking crash again. I'm gonna turn this action off for a second. I know I wasn't really doing anything. Holy moly guacamole. Yeah. All right. Saving it. Pressing play. Okay, I'm in NPC mode, which is extra fucking weird. I don't know what I could have changed to have put me in NPC mode. The thing is, like, I don't remember what I was doing so that the game wouldn't automatic. Because look at by my character mode switch, it should send by default to NPC mode. That I'm used to that happening. But which state is it in right now? It's in this state. It broadcasts all that. And it's doing this get FSM bool. My photon network sync character is player on my owner. And it's false. What the holy motherfuck? I have no idea why. Okay, and then if I press stop, I just feel like this shit's gonna crash again because I haven't changed anything. What could it have been? What could it have been? My body mesh. Did I change anything in initialization? No. Object holder. Did I click on something weird? What is going on? Variables. I have it set to isPlayer. This is so fucking weird. NPC mode. Controls. Player mode. Body mesh. What was I even doing? Character. Character mode switch. Is NPC. This is tripping me out. Broadcast all, my pun, add character. It's checking if it's the player. Oh! Oh, shit. Okay, there's the pattern. You could play it once, it turns you into an NPC, you play it again, and it crashes. What the fuck happened? I'm gonna close this. Let's launch it again. The plot thickens. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. No. I was on a roll. I was finally about to do it. I got the body mesh. Should I disable that? Do you think it's that stupid fucking get sibling shit? I bet you it's that get sibling shit. I'm gonna turn that off. Character. No. Go down to hips, body part, go in here, initialization. Gonna turn these things off. Okay. And I'm gonna play it like that. Please, I hope that works. If that doesn't fucking change anything, I'm lost. That is so weird. Why does that make a difference? Somebody wrote a trashy action, I think, unless I really don't understand how that works. Body part. Get parent, store the result as that. Has sibling. It just stores the body mesh in a game object. Variables, body mesh. I'm not going to have it as an input. What if I do it without it being an input? Oh, and what if I did, instead of finished, I did a found event when I just did next? I know this is bad science because I'm not doing one thing at a time, one experiment at a time, but forget about it, you know? Let's see how that plays. Do you think he's gonna be, if he turns into an NPC right now, then that's a weird action. Oh, that's so weird. That is super fucking weird. Go into body parts, turn off has sibling, maybe, and then just the has sibling part. And how does that play? Can you do some sort of breakpoints for debugging? Yes. Toggling breakpoints is a thing. Okay, so it's that action. Look, he's fine. He's fine when I don't have that has sibling thing. So if I go into hips, by the way, J Foster XD, the way you toggle breakpoints is you, like if I had a chain of states here, right? Like this, and this, and this, and then this, and add another one, like that, whatever, right? You have all these states that do shit. Okay. What you could do is you could find the state where you're kind of like, you're sure up until things work fine, or like where you think the problem might be. You could do it to all of them, but like you right click on the state, toggle breakpoint, and it adds this little red line to it. Toggle breakpoint, that little red line. So what'll happen is it'll pause the game when it gets to that state. And it won't let it do its thing until you press the this little frame advanced button. And you can put toggle breakpoints on all sorts of, you can put them on as many states as you want. That's how you toggle a breakpoint. Will you be streaming for another 1 to 2 hours? I don't know. 1:30, holy shit. I got things to do today other than work on this game. I just want to work on this game all day, but I got like stupid normal people life errands I have to run. Okay. You need to add that to the Playmaker tutorial. I think we did. Isn't that? I think it's in our debugging tutorial. I'm pretty sure it is in our debugging tutorial. You should check out the core concepts playlist, and there is a navigation and debugging tutorial that we talk about all that kind of stuff in. Okay, so our problem is this stupid has sibling shit. Deleting it. And in fact, I'm gonna go to my has sibling. Actually, I'll open up this and has sibling. I guess just sibling. And has sibling, delete that shit. Very problematic action. Okay, value part. Cool. So, the thing that sucks is I'm at odds on how do I do this? I guess what I could do is get the parent. Get the parent and then get the parent of that of. Yeah, I don't like this. Okay. Or can I just do I have a character value in here? No. Right, and then I'll store this one as new variable character. And then you do a find child. You do the find the child of the character called body mesh. And you store it in body mesh. Okay. Now let's see how that works out. Press play. Okay. And it does not get it. Wait, why doesn't the joint have a parent? The parent should be character. Oh, that's troublesome. Why isn't... For some reason, I can't get the parent. There's another action called get game object sibling if you want to try that. Oh, is that... Was that not the one I just got? What was the one I just got? Did I do like find sibling or something? Get it? Isn't this the one I just got? Do I have to open up my own stream? You got has. Oh, okay. All right, I trust you. Here we go. Get game object sibling. Right, because that one had the with tag store result found not found event. Okay. Get game object sibling. Interesting. I wonder what that was about. That was a really weird one. It completely busted my shit up. All it was doing, or all it was supposed to do, was get the sibling, and it completely busted my shit. That is so crazy. Okay. All right. Let's see if that works. Find child, get parent. We'll do this. Okay. Oh, I still need that. Well, yeah. Okay. Sibling. Get game object sibling from the hips hips joint. Oh, index. I have to give it an index. What is this? After the starting point. Oh, I could tell it. Zero is owner, negative is before, and positive is after. -1 would be the game object above the hierarchy, if any. Wait a minute, I'm not sure how this... So would I do -1? Is this a string? No, -1. Store result, body mesh. What? I have a feeling that that's gonna just get character, right? This is a weird one. Get game object something. Get the game object before or after the specified game object, or any game object under the same parent. You can put 0 and it'll start searching from the parent down. But then how can I specify which, if I have multiple siblings? Store the result name, the name of the final game object it reached. Oh, that's a really weird one, because it's like it gets the final game object of every root, basically, or that's one. Now I don't remember. Here's the kind of troubling thing, though. Hold on, let me get rid of this, because that one's very confusing. Let me see. If I get the parent of my joint root, right? This thing, the hips thing, it should return my character, shouldn't it? The parent of this is the character, or gets the topmost parent of the game object. If let's see, I'm gonna call this like root tests, and we're gonna get the root of, honestly, of this. Let's just keep it as owner. Hit play. Just want to test out these two actions, because the get parent wasn't working the second time, or the second iteration, or at least for hips. Yeah, what the fuck is that about? Oh, because this is on hips. God damn, I'm such an idiot. Okay. So then I should be able to get the child. Get child of the hips joint. Oh no, not the hips joint, of character. So this should be character, and this should be character. Store the result as body mesh, and it's called body mesh. And let's get rid of this one. Should that do it? Ah, finally. Fuck. That took way too long. I used the get child instead of the find child. That's a funky one. That's definitely a funky one. Get child work. What's this? Memories of a Spy, baby. Cartoony, overly detailed spy simulator. Okay, so now we have the body mesh. Fucking cool. Let me just we could test it now. This probably works. Delete these transitions. Delete transition. Nothing here. Just does an initialization. Okay. Got it. And then in update the clothing manager, we could send the event to the body mesh. On its, let's go to it really quick. Clothing manager. What software is this? This is Unity and Playmaker. Looks awesome. Oh, it's amazing. It is the funnest fucking shit in the world. I have some people in the chat who could probably attest to that. Can we get what's my favorite symbol? I don't know. What's a good symbol in here? Can we get ampersands in the chat for Playmaker? Ampersands, you know, the and signal. Can we just get hella ampersands in the chat for Playmaker right now? And for Alex Tools. It's kind of like pouring, not pouring one out for our boys because nobody's dead, but like, you know what I'm saying. Clothing manager. And the variable that we want to, or the event we want to send is clothing/remove. Okay, so in here, we go to here, FSM name, clothing manager, and we want to global events, clothing remove. Okay. And the clothing that we're removing though, what does it need? Body mesh, remove, article of clothing to remove. So we're sending the game object. Okay. And we need to copy that. Article of clothing to remove. Okay. Setting that. And then in this body part, update clothing manager, we'll do set FSM game object, put that at the top, and it's going to be of our body mesh. The variable name is article of clothing to remove. It's from the clothing manager, FSM, and the value that we're setting is article of clothing to remove. Okay, let's see if this works. Hell yeah, ampersands. Pour one out for Hutong, gone but not forgotten. Hutong is alive and well. 2022 is going to be a crazy year for Playmaker. Back on this. All right, here we go. Cross your fingers, y'all. Here we go. Houston, all systems are go. We're going to fire this motherfucker. Let's do it. Please work. Okay. Wearing the shirt. Or let me click out here first. Puts on the shirt. Goes into inventory mode. Clicks and holds. It takes out the shirt at least. It does not remove our shirt though. See, there's the shirt. It actually put it into a game object, so now it's sitting in front of us. We need to remove the material still. We'll find out why that didn't work right now. Body mesh. Okay. It never fired clothing remove. So in controls, inventory, I did remove clothes. It sends the event to body part to remove clothing, which is the spine here. Select that. Go into its body part. Does the remove clothing, but the event sending the body mesh, it says it doesn't have body mesh. Look at that shit. It didn't get the body mesh this time. Remember when I ran that test? It showed body mesh in here, but for some reason for some reason, this body mesh doesn't always, it's not reliable. Why isn't it reliable? Get child called body mesh. That's a weird one. Playmaker 2 should have come out in 2.2.2.2. Yeah, it really should have. Well, we still have another chance, don't we? Is it 2.2.22? No, this is the last. No, yeah, in 2 days is the last chance. Try putting a tag on it just to help with the search. Yeah, I agree. Let's try that out. It's weird how it's unreliable, you know, like or inconsistent rather, you know. So if I press stop, body part. I believe all body parts they're not all tagged as body parts, but I have a tag. I don't have a tag for that yet. Okay, I thought I did. So in initialization, okay, we'll add it. Body part. Might just be a placebo. That's a very strange way of looking at it, but yeah. Okay, here we go. We'll just go through these really quick. Oh, wait a minute. You know what might be a good test first before I add those tags? What if we just run this really quick? Body part. Okay, I'm just gonna see if this works right now. Just how I had it, nothing changed. Gets it, okay. That's when I had the Playmaker editor opened. We'll stop it. I'll deselect it. Play. Okay, and then I select it to open up editor. It got it. Okay, it got it. There it is, irrefutably. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna deselect everything, come over here, put the shirt on. Okay, shirt is on, pausing it, selecting this. It still got it. Oh, but you know what? That is the hips, but did spine get it? Spine never gets it. Oh, bro! That's a me problem. That ain't no bug. It ain't unreliable. I'm just stupid. It works for the hips because I'm using a template on all these fucking things. If I'm using get parent shit, of course it's gonna have, they're all relative because each part of the joints are different places in the hierarchy. Of course that doesn't work. Oh my god, yeah, exactly. These are the kind of mistakes I make, y'all. Okay. Get parent does not work, and maybe I could do, let's try, here's why I really am not excited about using get root right now. The reason I'm not excited about using get root is because later on when I start instantiating NPCs, or if I'm fucking, yeah, if I'm just instantiating NPCs, sometimes you parent them to something to begin with, and the root of the character might not be consistent. I'm gonna do it anyway right now because I'm a fucking idiot, and I'm just gonna try to make sure that my characters are never parented to anything. I just have to make sure that these characters, if they ever do get parented to something, that it's well after the initialization phase, and if it is after the initialization phase, this FSM cannot reset back to the start state, so it doesn't do this initialization again, in which case it would have a different root and get a different result from when it originally did. Okay, getting the root of this owner, we're gonna store it as character, and now we should be able to look at the spine one and hopefully have this body mesh shit. That's how I'm doing it anyway. No NPC is ever going to be parented since I need to access the root. Right, exactly. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. You know, these are the just type of rules we gotta live by. All right, I'm gonna put on my shirt. Okay, going into inventory mode, clicking and holding the shirt. It fucking takes it off and it puts it in front of our faces. Let's move it, let's change it to the, what is it, examine holder. So instead of the look at target slot, we're going to controls. Instead of that, we're doing it on the examine holder, controls. It is the look at target slot. Now let's try this shit and it should be even better. Let's do the big screen for this one. All right, here we go. Oh, it does need to enable or disable kinematic so it doesn't float and it'll just drop in front of us. Okay, so if we look at our guy, he's buck ass naked, and then we come over here, put on the shirt, come over here, he has a shirt now, can click and hold on his shirt, comes off. Oh, it doesn't show because camera is culling it. Show. Fuck yeah, man. So close. I am this close. I want to see, I want to just be able to click and hold and then let go and let his shirt drop on the floor. So in controls, remove clothes. It does that. Set parent, and then we're also going to set is kinematic. I have a feeling every game object should have its own FSM for setting whether or not it's kinematic instead of all this crazy shit where I'm like, well, anyways, okay. This might be safer actually. Set is kinematic. And, well, actually, no. When you remove clothes, it should, yeah, it should just fall, I guess. Yeah, it should. Top article, set is kinematic is off, so it'll just fall. But you know what? I will keep it so you can see it. We'll put it on. What is the layer? I think it's like set layer. And I think we're doing it to just player. The clothing top article game object. Okay. I guess that should work. Okay, big screen time. Let's do it. Puts his shirt on, goes into this mode, click and hold, shirt drops. Oh, goes through the whole fucking floor though. Okay. So we see it in that instant. Yeah, that's a hard one to reconcile. Now his shirt's just falling infinitely. Well, here's what's I'm kind of curious about. If I set this shirt to the player layer right now, I'm gonna put it right here, and I press play, is it just gonna fall through there? That's weird. Wait, I'm actually not sure why it fell through. Was it a collision detection? Like, was it moving too fast? Use gravity, and I set the kinematic is off. Oh, because the box collider probably got the trigger. Okay. Controls. So this is probably fine, but I need this probably needs that. Maybe? Big screen again? Fingers crossed. Okay. Puts on the shirt, inventory, click and hold, boom, drops in front of us. Great. That's how it should work. Yep. And now I can come out of this. Oh, but it's parented to me still. Let me unparent it. When you go out of the inventory UI, inventory close UI needs to unparent the clothing top article game object, and it just needs to unparent it. Yep. Okay. Put on the clothes, open up inventory, click and hold to take off the shirt. Great. Close inventory, shirt's in front of me. I can put it on again. Open up inventory, take it off again. Close. Cool. Puts on the shirt, runs outside without pants. Actually, okay, here we go. This is the setup. Oh, you know what? I haven't set the pants colliders yet. So every clothes item, I'm gonna need to tell it which collider it corresponds to. But right now I can at least run out in the streets. Open up inventory, click and hold, takes off my shirt. Now I'm naked in the streets. And there's my shirt. And you just leave your clothes sitting there. Okay. So now you can take off your clothes. Ah, fucking nice. Really fucking nice. So now that you could add and remove your clothes, the other option is that if you just tap instead of just holding and clicking, you should open the inventory, so everything stashed inside of the pockets of that shirt should pop up. Nice. Thank you. I do feel good about that. Quite the struggle this morning. A lot of little stupid details that I got hung up on, huh? A lot of really silly little mistakes. I would like to blame that on the whole sleepy. But the caffeine has definitely kicked in. I feel sharper now. The water is kicking in too. So if you open this article's inventory, what does that look like? I was originally thinking you'd do that thing where you sort of explode it into a little circle. Let's see. But you know what? As much fun as I am having, I think I'm gonna take a break from the stream right now. So to everybody who tuned in, thanks for swinging by. It was lovely having y'all. Lewis is here. Maybe still. Aaron is here, maybe still. Who else? Jay Foster, Dusty Wee, Razor Edits, Razor Edits, Dusty Weed, Lewis, Razor Edits, Razor Shadows Light stopped by for a second. Robohemoth was in the chat at the top. The big old Buenos Dias, Bromy. Lewis, thanks for helping out as well. Keeping my brain going, keeping my cogs turning. Who else? Let's see, there's Aaron, I think, is getting a first taste of Playmaker, maybe. Jay Foster, calling me out for saying holy moly. Dusty Wee says, take care, man. Thank you. You too. Take care of yourself. Looking forward to seeing some of those game tests. I was really like, thinking the other day, I was like, those fucking animations were clean. Yeah, I want to see more of that soon. You should, if you feel comfortable, I'd love to see some of that in the work in progress channel on the Discord. So yeah, to everybody who swung by, thanks for swinging by. Really enjoyed your company. That's it for today. So take care of yourselves. Don't eat too much, don't eat too little. Chill on the sugar and carbs. It'll put you into a real sleepy place, like it did to me this morning. I think as I had a little too much of that alligator and it kind of shut my brain down. Whereas if I would have had a light breakfast, I maybe would have been a little less spacey. Yeah, go get some exercise, get out of the house, move your legs, work up a sweat if you can, go for a walk at the very least. You don't have to be some sports nut or a gym skank. Just move your body because your brain depends on it. And yeah, spend time with people you love, your friends and family. If you can get in the same room with them, that's always the best thing you could do. Millions of years of evolution have kind of cornered you into needing things like that, regardless of how antisocial you might feel or how introverted you might feel. The love of the people who are around you is sort of an inexhaustible resource for your mental health. And if you can't, then call them, shoot them a text, do a little FaceTime if you can. All right, everybody. Thanks for swinging by. I'll talk to you guys later. Hit me up in the Discord. I'll catch you guys in there. Oh, also on Twitter, I'm posting a lot more shit on Twitter and TikTok. Links are in the description. Give me a sub if you haven't already. All the support helps for likes and views and subs and all that shit. Okay, everybody. I will talk to you later.